Hello and welcome to Happy Cells and Souls. My name is Julie Powers and I'm a licensed Zumba instructor and I'm an affiliate with the Juice Plus company. And my missions in life are to help people know that life is better when you're dancing through it and to inspire healthy living around the world. But my expanded mission is to create better health at the cellular level and more joy at the cellular level. Because we only get one body while we're here and we better be joyful and happy and spread some light and love. And we better take care of the body we've been given. And so that brings us to these conversations. And I love capturing these little video chats with people that I've met who bring light and love and positivity into the world. And one of those people is my friend, Audrey Johnson. And I met Audrey, gosh, maybe just 4 or 5 months ago, maybe. And I just love you, Audrey. You have this radiance inside you that is all about love and healing the people around you and making sure that you leave people in a better place than when you started with them. And you do that in so many ways. You do that through your esthetician business. You do that through pranic healing, and you do it through a juice bar where you're like creating nutritionally sound options for people. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about you that maybe the rest of us don't know yet. And tell us about how you got started in all of this and what your main focus is at this point.
Well, thanks, Julie. Wow, I never intended to be in aesthetics, which is my certification of choice. Previously I have a bachelor's degree in music, actually. This is going somewhere. So I was in Sedona teaching beauty, aesthetics, lash extensions. Actually I was in Phoenix, but I went down to Sedona for my own personal little, day getaway. And I just picked up this, magazine, and it was talking about this music major lady who decided to open a juice bar in Sedona. And I was like, that's me, but she's got brown hair and that's what I want to do. So that was kind of like a God wink. And it was like, yeah, you can do this. This is going to be part of your future. And I was kind of way down the road. So I was traveling, teaching. Okay. I was doing lashes and facials as an esthetician. I had just had my second birth son. He was just finishing nursing, actually, because I remember this when I was there. And I was like, okay, well, this is in my future. So I decided this is going to happen. I got back home. I had a, studio, and it had some extra space in it. So I divided it, and I was able to make the most of my square feet. Esthetician this day, working the juice bar and helping my employees on this side. Small town, like a prototype.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, I was just burning the candle at 2 ends and chopping in the middle and burning 2 more ends, and I did shut it down. And actually the building got sold, so we all had to be out in 30 days too. So that was kind of a move in that direction. And then I was like, one of these days, when I have my own, like one of these days, I will do it again. I will open it up again. And I quit traveling with the company that I was traveling and teaching with corporately, because I did have that second child. It was just too much. Moved to Farmington from closer to actually St. Louis, Farmington, where you and I are. Most of your viewers probably know that. But and I was like, my aesthetics business is going really well here. And I actually met someone that actually several people, Julie, that encouraged me to open it up again. And I saw a desire for healthier options in our area, in our county. And it's a hub, Farmington is a hub, the county seat, but also like the hub of this area. So it's like, you know what? I would love to do that. So I decided, okay, well, maybe we should just do a juice trailer, a juice box, a juice trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my clients and friends said, well, you should do this. Let me help you. And she and I have been working together for about 3 or 4, well, actually 6 months on it. And it's just kind of blossomed, but is that kind of what you wanted to know on that question?
Yeah, I think that's great. And so you started in the aesthetics. You knew that a juice bar was in your future because it was kind of preordained for you. But then you also, so you're bringing all this healing to people's skin, and you're doing the lashes, and you're making the world a more beautiful place for people, but you're also increasing their beauty from the inside out with this better nutritional option. I would love for
Right.
you to talk about how you sort of moved yourself into the energy healing mode, because you do pranic healing. And if you could explain what that means for people, because I'm guessing that 99% of the people watching this right now don't really know what that is and why it's different from other things like Reiki or even just massage or, things like that. So can you give kind of a quick overview of what that is, and that you can do that not just in person, but you can do that over Zoom or, digitally as well.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, great. So I don't know what percentage of the population out in media watching world knows what quantum mechanics are, but quantum mechanics is something that scientists and things visited a long time ago. So, but it was kind of outer edge fringe ideas, and now it's main front, and it's actually helping society, all kinds of different technologies and fields gather information and figure out how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So the science is kind of, catching up to it. It's always been here.
Right.
And
Right.
science is
It's
like, oh,
something that,
yeah,
yeah, ancient people understood without having a definition or a title or a scientific
right,
stamp of approval. And now
right.
science is going, there's something to this. We should probably study it. And now they're giving different things labels
Yeah,
and descriptions. And so, yeah. So how
yeah.
does that fit into pranic healing?
Okay, so pranic is just it's a Sanskrit word that means energy.
Hmm.
Okay. In some of the Chinese therapies, it's called qi. There's different labelings, and it's very similar to Reiki, and even almost massage. Massage is more of a tangible form of healing, and there is an interaction that goes
Hmm.
from the healer to the massage client, even though neither one of them might even know or have any knowledge of it. It does exist.
Right.
But pranic healing, which was developed by Master Choa Kok Sui, he was he learned under some amazing teachers. But anyway, he Master Choa Kok Sui, who's no longer with us in the body, he was the one that kind of called the system together for people to learn. So quickly, where this came into my life, again, God's wink, but just I was looking for something to make me understand why I was seeing color in my healing, in my facials. I would
Uh,
close my eyes during the facial at several points, massage arms, shoulders, just really centering myself. And as soon as I would put my hands on them, I would start to see colors coming in, coming through. It was almost like coming through my head and into them, kind of on the back of my eyelids. Not like whoa, but
right.
I knew something was going on, and I knew that because my clients would say things like, Audrey, I've had a facial before, but I don't know why I feel so much better with this one.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, I need to find out. So when pranic healing training became available in St. Louis, Tom Tesfro with the Healing Arts, that I was excited to get into that class and move through. It was a 5-month training. We did active practice as we were working through the 5 months, and then I graduated last year in December. So it's been about a year since I've been doing the energy healing. But honestly, I think I've been doing it a lot more. I just didn't know.
Right.
And it kind of, like you're saying with the putting a label on it, putting like a science behind that. For me, that was that moment of, oh wow, I remember seeing that ultraviolet purple and then the gold coming in afterwards. That is why that's happening, because it was being explained to me as I was learning in the class, and I was like,
Right.
bingo. So it really just kind of confirmed a lot for me, and I'm still learning. We all are. But it's amazing what I can help people do. And so back to the quantum, I can do this by scanning energy. Okay. Like scanning chakras. Like if I was working on you, be like, all right, give me Julie's normal, energy, like measurements, right? And then,
Wait, you probably don't want to be guessing what Julie's normal energy
oh,
is.
I'm just showing you, I'm just
No,
showing
I'm
you an
just
example.
teasing.
Just showing you an example. But like, I basically do that. And then I kind of figure out like, where are they now? Are they depleted? Are they congested? And then that starts the cycle. And then, so yeah, I can totally do this from a distance, which is beautiful, right?
Right.
You can do this for anybody. And I would, people ask me, well, are your in-person ones more active and more real? No, they both work so the same.
Right.
Um, so yeah,
Well,
it's
you know what, I think that people need to understand a little bit more is with quantum physics, quantum, mechanics, all of this science that's being studied right now in so many places around the world. There are things like quantum entanglement and, what I think it was Einstein called spooky action at a distance, which is because we're all connected. And so there's this underlying energy current between every single living creature, everything in the world, everything in the universe. I mean, we're all connected. And so it doesn't matter if you're right next to somebody touching them physically, or you're through a screen, or you're on the phone, or, if you happen to have a loved one, a child or a parent, and they're on the space station in outer space, you would still have that connection with them. So, I mean, it's just really interesting to me because so many people have had these types of energetic connections and healings, and they don't even recognize that that's what it was, because it's just, oh, that was odd, or oh, that's interesting, or oh, that feels good, or whatever, but they don't know what it is or where it came from. And so now you have a way to wrap something around it and direct that healing, because you're practicing what to do with it, So
yeah.
a while ago, you mentioned that you scan the chakras. So for somebody that's watching this and they have no idea what that means, like I've done a lot of, training and research on this kind of thing. So I know what you're talking about, but somebody listening to this might not know. So if you could explain what that means and, what the chakras do, where they are in the body, and how it is that you're able to use your methods to do the balancing.
Okay. So from the tiniest particle to the largest organ in the body, there's energy, there's electricity, there's life, energy force going through it. And the chakras, energy centers, you can call it all the same. It's all the same. There are several that exist in the plane of the field of the body, but the ones that we most often use are the root, sacral, navel, solar plexus is in the middle, heart, throat. We actually in pranic healing have a couple more than generally speaking people talk about, but you have your ajna, which is just another Sanskrit word, but it's the third eye. It's like related to your pineal gland in the middle of the head, which works with the endocrine system and your hormones. And then you have your forehead chakra, and then you have your crown. Okay. People that are very highly sensitive, intuitive, things of that nature, they have a very active crown usually. I mean, everything needs to be activated and running well.
Mm-hmm.
And how this transfers over to your physical body is that although a surgeon can't cut up in the body and say, oh, there's Audrey's throat chakra, we need to take it out, fix it, put it back in, something like that.
Right.
It's even more powerful and even more great because it's more subtle, but a minor change and a shift and an energetic heal to the throat chakra it can exponentially heal other parts of the body very subtly, without any downtime, without any surgery, without any healing. It's a very subtle yet quickly acting form of healing.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are about 7 that generally speaking people talk about, and they do different things. There's even chakras and energy centers in your liver and your spleen. For example, the spleen is responsible for directing energy to the rest of the energy centers, chakras.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just so much to it. Master Choa worked with intuitives. He worked with medical professionals to gather all this information for us so we can come into understanding. And we do have protocols that we follow. We have protocols that we follow. We also have safety mechanisms, when we work with elderly people, tiny babies, people that have cancer, things like that, that are in place so we can do the best job we want
Right.
to,
Right.
do the best job.
Yeah, you're not just like getting into somebody's energy field and be like, okay, let's just move stuff around. No, you actually
Right.
have a plan in place to do that. And for a lot of people, I think that because it seems foreign to them and it might seem scary to them because they don't know the language of this. And when you say things like chakra and chi and things like that, they might go, ooh, that's not right. Well, I mean, the energy and the electricity and the life force in the body, how do we measure the heart? Well, we measure it through the electrical process of the heart, right? And how do we measure different things, CAT scans and MRIs, and they're using energy and all of these things, and they're measuring different parts of the energetic body. And so it's just one more step in that direction. And that's my understanding of it, is that you have a way to do things that current science doesn't know how to do yet, but they're working on it. There are places that are doing some really amazing research on these types of energy measurements. And like you said, just tweaking things. It's really pretty incredible. So what would you say in terms, we have like 2 minutes left. So if somebody wanted to have a session with you, because maybe they don't live near Farmington, Missouri, and they're not going to be able to come and have aesthetics work done by you, or they're not going to be able to come to the juice bar and get one of your drinks or one of your cold pressed juices or whatever, but they can do some of this energy work with you. What is the best way for them to contact you or to find out more about what you do?
Yeah, so very timely, because I just opened up a YouTube channel. It's Energy Guiding 1111. So Energy Guiding 1111, and that is my handle, if you will, on YouTube. And then my Gmail is energyguiding1111@gmail.com.
Okay.
So those are the two places you can find me. If you have an immediate question or a query, or you want to book with me, the Gmail would be energyguiding1111 would be the fastest way to get to me. And then of course I have a Facebook page with my Lashes Brows Face. And yeah, so those two places would be just fine to reach me.
Great. And I will make sure that I include that information in the written part of this video. Is there anything that, if you had a minute to just say anything that you want to say to anybody out there that might be watching this, how would you like to wrap this up?
I believe everybody's journeys are beautiful and sometimes complicated, but the biggest thing that you have to move forward with and move past is your own ego. I have found that in each and every instance in my life, whether it's spiritual, mental, physical, you have to get past your ego. And sometimes the mental or the spiritual can be kind of one of the harder things to do. Because a guy in a gym can say, I'm going to push past my achiness today and the fact that I didn't eat my Wheaties this morning. But mentally, you can loop around so much easier privately, and nobody can see that. So when you're doing your own spiritual work, no matter what it is, no matter if you've just lost a loved one, no matter if you're trying to understand the universe, no matter if you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, you have to move past fear, and you have to move past your ego, because the ego is there to protect you, but it can also be there to hold you back. And you need to let the baby fly. She's ready to fly out of her nest, and it's okay, ego. So that's what I would probably say. That's probably what I have been dealing with the last 5 years myself,
Yeah.
probably a lot longer. So don't you think so, Julie? I mean,
I think
that's
so. And I
yeah.
think too, what you said at the very beginning was that you had a God wink moment. And I think that it's really important to be open to those and to pay attention
Absolutely.
to those and not just brush it off. And that's something that I'm working on, is really like listening, like what is God telling me to do next? And I think, talking with you is one of those things. So
Yeah. And I will tell you that 1111, that is one of the first God winks that I was getting even as a 20-year-old. And I didn't know what it was. Actually, younger. I remember seeing it on the old microwave at my mom and dad's house. And, those numbers that pop up in our lives, those can definitely, they mean stuff. They mean things. I study numerology as well, and gematria. And that's another video for another time. But I use that for my clients as well. There's so many tools, but yeah, I agree. Those God winks are what you really need to focus on. And if you're like, okay, I just saw that, but I don't know, you'll see it a lot more
Mm.
because
Mhm.
the universe, God, guides, angels, whatever, they're trying to help you and they want you to know that they're there, you know?
I think that's great. So we're going to invite people to reach out to you if they would like to learn more. And I am just so thankful that I've gotten to know you, and I look forward to getting to know
Me
you
too.
even more. And just thank you for being part of the light in the world.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you for having me on, Julie. This is going to be great. And I feel like it will reach those that need to be reached, and those people will reach other people. So you're doing a great job of gathering this information together for people. It's wonderful.
Well, I'm doing my best. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.